Thank you, Mrs. Pruegl, to be with us today and to answer to some of our questions. Could you please tell us what are the threats and abuses faced by women in conflict areas nowadays?
Well, those threats and abuses are, of course, extensive. We have evidence of sexual violence against women and men, I should say. Right, this is actually quite common, also coming from all corners of the world, including from Nigeria, northern Nigeria. We have reports from Libya, from Syria, from the various conflict spots around the world. And the reason we have put on this conference is to commemorate the Security Council Resolution 1325, which I believe has been one of the really seminal resolutions that the Security Council has put forward. What is important here is to recall that there is actually very, very strong evidence of a correlation between the likelihood that a country is going to war or is resolving its conflicts violently and the degree to which there's gender equality in this country. And given that we know that, it seems that gender relations matter very importantly in the way in which countries know how to resolve conflicts. So the capacity of a country, of a community to resolve conflicts ultimately depends on the status of women. And it's using this insight in order to also help prevent violent conflict, in order to enhance the capacity of communities to resolve conflict. This is one of the elements that I would hope personally that this conference and also the implementation of 1325 is going to push forward.
And what can be done to prevent such abuses committed against women, and as well what can be done to reintegrate them or to support them?
Yes. You know, ultimately these questions of prevention are very, very difficult. Obviously we've had violence against women for centuries. And violence against women in war also very often it has been considered to be kind of a natural right of the victor to be able to rape the women that of the country that were conquered. In the end, this is a matter of gender relations more broadly, before conflict, during conflict, as well as after conflict. Because the idea that there is an entitlement to raping women and to committing sexual violence is something that is ingrained in our societies. So the struggle ultimately is actually a struggle over gender equality more broadly. And the hope is that if gender equality is implemented in different countries, then the incidence of sexual violence and of abuses would become much less thinkable. We'll always have violence in some way, but what is so egregious now is the extent of these and the outrageousness of the kind of violence that is taking place.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.